Tutorial for the people mask assignment. You're going to be using Photoshop and the layer mask to create a surreal composition that has photos of students that you're going to replace with other images. All the masks in each composition that you're going to do 3, has to have a theme. And you can see those instructions right here. So let's just get on with the Photoshop part of it. So let me go into Photoshop. I downloaded several of these pictures that we took, and I'm going to go ahead and just open it. And I'm going to size it down a bit. I'd like this to be basically 10 inches wide, whatever the height ends up being, and I'm going to bring it to 150 resolution so we can print it out and have it look okay. Alright, so that's that. Lovely poses. What we're going to do is we don't really worry too much about what the people look like, so to speak. We just want to create outlines of those people. So I'm going to go in with my pen tool. I can zoom up a little bit, and we're just going to do something real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and draw right here. Get that baseball cap in there. Remember, option click to change your direction. And I'm not going to do this whole thing. I'm just going to show you guys how to get started. You can just select a straight line there. And these should be as accurate as possible. You don't want a lot of the outside world to come inside your selection, so I'm going to make this pretty tight. Pull that in there. Option click. Pull that up. Alright. You can always, grab your anchor points or whatever you need to do to get things looking the way you want. Again, option click to change the direction. We're going to get her arm in here. Get her hand this way. And again, you take your time with this. I'm kind of speeding up here. Just moving right along. Get the other side of the hat there. And then I'm going to connect that up here. I'm going to click on paths, and by default you have layers, channels, and paths. I'm going to double click work path, and this is Alexis, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there. I'm going to have a different selection for each student, so by saving it here you have access to this. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do now that I have it sized and I have my drawing on here, I'm going to go ahead and save it, because you don't want to wait to save until you've lost a bunch of selections and things. I'm going to go to save as. Let's see here, save as. We don't want to save this as a JPEG at this point in time, even though it has one layer. We want to save this as a Photoshop file. Photoshop file will have all our paths, all our channels, and everything like that. So we're just going to call this people mask 1, and my name and the date. Alright, so let's get back to this. The next step is you find a theme that you want. You're going to have 3 pictures that you're going to be using, and I thought that clouds would be real good. So what I did was I went to the internet and I made some selections of some clouds, which you can see here. Again, your themes could be anything: plants, food, animals, art, buildings, scenery, whatever you want. So we're going to go ahead and put some clouds in here. So I just showed you this because I wanted you to see that it does help to keep organized. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to make this a selection. I can command click and select. Or if you don't want to do that, you can click in the contextual menu once you have your path selected and make selection. That'll give you some additional options. At this point, I'm going to open up a cloud. So let's go back to the people mask examples, and I need to go to my clouds, and we'll put cirrus clouds in here. Alright, now it's important to note what size these are. So it doesn't really matter, but you don't want to put anything in there that's really huge or really small. This one says it's 72 resolution, so let's change that to 150. So now we know exactly how big that's going to be when it goes in there. It's going to be about 3 inches wide by 3 inches high by 6 inches wide. I'm going to do Command A, which is select all. Command C, which is copy. Then go back to Edit, Paste Special, Paste Into. And now we have, if I go on to this layer, it's important that you're on the layer that you want to insert things. In this case, it was the background layer. And I can, with the move tool, I could move that, what I have inside here, around. That looks pretty cool. You can see that I got my selections off just a little bit. If I click to link my selection and my mask, that can all be in the same place. You can also, if you click on your mask, I could alter this mask now if I want. If I paint with white right here, I can smooth out some of these little areas. Okay, you don't want to do this a lot. This is just for like little touch-up type things. So that's basically what you're going to do, and you're going to do all 5 people that are in your composition with your theme. I would also like you to put your name on this, so we're going to go to the type menu. This is having a little bit of a hard time selecting. Not sure why that mask is selected. Photoshop's acting a little bit weird right now. Alright, so underneath the type tool, where I'm on my left hand bar here, if you click and hold, you're going to get your horizontal mask tool. And I'd like for you to put your name in a type mask. We're going to be using type masks in our next assignment. So I'm going to click, and I'm putting this at like a medium size font, about 36. Yours might be different. I'm just going to click and type my name. Again, you can use different fonts, but I want them to be bold so that you can see the mask inside. Alright, so now that I have that, I'm just going to click the move tool. You probably can't see, but this is actually selected. The Steve Williams is selected. So now I could make sure I'm on the right layer, background layer, and I'm going to go File, or Edit, Paste Into, Paste Special, Paste Into, and that put that same exact cirrus clouds that we had right there. So that might not be the best clouds for that, but it's, gives you the idea. Alright, and that's really just about it. The last thing that you're going to do is you're going to make sure you save your layered Photoshop files, in case you have to go back in. And what you're going to do is you're going to do a save as, and you're going to make this a Photoshop PDF. So here we go. If you have not been successful doing this, this is the correct way of doing it. Make sure that you have a correct file name. And let's do this again. We're going to do File, Save As. Make sure you have the correct file name. We're going to click Save a Copy. Uncheck the layers, and we're going to make this a Photoshop PDF. So now it has the right name. It's as a copy. I'm going to say Save. Now we're in the Save Adobe PDF screen, and I unchecked Preserve Photoshop Editing Capabilities. And that is the file I'm going to upload to the Googles. All right. Thanks a lot.